y'all, it's me Alex. Today I have a video on the brands that I want to try in 2018. I always try to make a point to try out some new brands every year because I think it's very easy to just kind of go with the ones that you already know. A lot of indie brands that you wouldn't find at Sephora or Ulta that I always really want to try, but I never quite take the plunge, and I always stick with my favorites from like Kat Von D or Urban Decay, and it's always good to have like favorites, but I think it can also be really fun to branch out. For example, I had always wanted to try Makeup Monster's cosmetics for like years, and I never took the plunge, and I'm wearing one of their lipsticks right now. They're a liquid lipstick in Luna, and quite frankly, that is one of the best discoveries I made in 2017, was trying out that brand. So I decided that 2018 will be another year where I try to make a few more jumps here. I have some brands that I've written down in this notebook, which, first of all, shout out to my mom for getting me this notebook for Christmas. She knows me so well. I have a whole bunch of brands, and basically I'm gonna list some brands that I want to try, some reasons why I want to try it, any specific products that I'm interested in, and yeah, that's just kind of what I'm letting you know here in this video. If you've tried anything from any of these brands before, I would be really interested in hearing your thoughts. I think it would be just a really fun time, and I would love to hear any brands you're interested in trying, or if I've missed any on this list that y'all think I might like, please let me know in the comments box below. So anyway, without further ado, I'll just get started. So the first brand that I want to try is the one that just like completely launched and went off in 2017, and that is Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. I was so pumped because there were so many foundation shades, like 40 shades. That is exactly what beauty brands should be doing. Yeah, I was so thoroughly impressed. So foundation is definitely a thing that I want to try from that brand. I'm going to wait until the summer when my skin is a bit more on the oily side of combination oily, because I know that the foundation is really drying, but there are so many shades of that foundation that I'm sure I can find my match in there, and it is such a wonderful and inclusive brand that I'm really excited to try a foundation from them. I am really excited about the lipsticks that she just released. First of all, I tried the Stun Lip Paint. Well, like, I sampled it at Sephora, and I thought that it was the most beautiful red. Like, I did not think that I needed any more red lipsticks in my collection because I have so many, but that kind of changed my mind a little bit. I might need to go back and pick that up. But also, there are so many shades in the cream lipstick collection that I'm really interested in. First of all, it's really hard to find like a good opaque lipstick in like a weird off shade, kind of like I like in a cream lipstick. Usually I find that that formula is a little too sheer to make that work, but there's like that Midnight Wasabi shade, like the green, and there was like a really pretty periwinkle and a navy and like a lavender that doesn't wash you out, and it is all so pretty. I also love like a lot of the other shades too. Even the neutral shades to me don't look dull, which I think is really awesome. So yeah, I definitely want to try her lipsticks. And I'm also interested in trying one of her highlighters. I don't think I would wear the bright gold one, but perhaps one of the ones that has like the duo in it. I think it was Hustla Baby was the one that would probably look the best on me, because it was one of those shades that isn't quite white, but it's definitely like workable for a more pale skin tone like I have. So that is exactly what I want to try from Fenty Beauty. Okay, so I'm also really interested in Darling Girl Cosmetics. I had heard about this brand. I'm in the Fear and NYX Facebook group, and everybody in that group really raves over this. I had seen Dizzy Makeup Girl. She does a lot of unboxings and uses their pigments a lot, and so I'm really interested in them. First of all, their prices are really inexpensive, $3 for a pigment, so I think that would be like, that's an incentive in and of itself to try it out. But also, there are so many shades. Like, I'm currently going through my makeup collection to see what shades of eyeshadow I have and what shades I don't, so that I don't like overwhelm myself with having like a million different purples that are all the same shade of purple or anything like that. But there are a few collections that they have that I'm really interested in. First of all, they have the Friends collection. I'm gonna be that person. Like, I know a lot of people don't think Friends is funny, and like, I completely understand that it's essentially the whitewash version of Living Single, and I'm still going to admit that I find it funny and I enjoy it. Like, I'll watch it when it comes on TV and all that stuff, and there are a lot of really pretty shades in that collection. I forget like what the names were, but there was this really nice bright orange and like a bright teal, like the color of my hair, which would be really fun. And also they have a classic horror collection called Oh the Horror that I think is so cool. They have one pigment especially that I'm really interested in called the Invisible Man, and it basically is like one that looks different when you're using like a normal base and when you're using a black base. Like it looks kind of a light lavender when you just wear it on its own, but when you're using it over a black base it turns into like a glittery teal, which I think would be really cool. So I'm really interested in trying Darling Girl Cosmetics. Another brand that I'm interested in trying in 2018 is Lunatick Cosmetic Labs. I have heard so many wonderful things about this brand. It looks so beautiful and gothy and exactly everything that I would want to try. First of all, I really want to try their contour palette. That is like what they're known for. If you haven't heard of their contour palette, it's basically a contour palette that has like some of the traditional cool tone brown contour shades that you'd see in there, but they also have like some red contour shades that can be used as blush, as well as grays that would create more of a natural shadow on your cheekbones. I'm really nervous to try this because I've seen a lot of people who are like really fair who like it, and I haven't quite seen anybody more closer to my skin tone who likes it. They have two, so I'm not entirely sure if I should go for the lighter one or the darker one. I think the lighter one would still probably work best for me, even though I do like a really dramatic contour, and so I don't know if the gray shades would work, but I think it could be really cool, and I have heard of a lot of people who like it, so at the very least I could use some of the darker gray shades, and I think just having that in my collection would work really well. I think it would just be a fun thing to try out. Also, they have a bunch of little palettes that look like coffins. They have one that's like all neutral browns. I'm surprisingly interested in. Like, I'm not a neutrals person, obviously, as you can see by my face. I'm really interested in that one. They have their Zombie Defense palette, which has more colorful shades like a bright blue, green, colors like that. I've also heard good things about their pressed setting powder. I'm not sure if I like want to try another setting powder right now. Like, I'm pretty happy with the one that I have, but you know what, I'm always open to trying new things, and that is what I want to try from Lunatick Cosmetic Labs this year. Along a similar line, I really want to try My Pretty Zombie Cosmetics. I guess I kind of want to try it for both the reasons that I want to try Lunatick and why I want to try Darling Girl. It's very much like an indie brand, but obviously, as by the name My Pretty Zombie, it's very goth and alternative and has a lot of bright, fun eyeshadows. So I had originally gotten interested in one of their collections around Halloween that I think is still around that I want to pick up. It's like their matte pigment collection that the owner had kind of put together that has all of like the matte primary pigments, kind of like what you might see in a Ben Nye color wheel or like the Makeup Forever Artist cream color collection, but in a powder form, in like a loose powder form. And I think that could be really good for something that I would want to try out, and I think it's definitely something that I would add to my collection, especially considering that I love Halloween. I love doing Halloween looks, and I find it easier, at least for me, to work with powder products more than cream products. Like, obviously I still find a lot of value in cream products, but I think it would be good to have some powder in that collection too, to kind of set down the cream products without giving any sort of weird flashback and just kind of adding a bit more pigment to it. Also, they have some really interesting blushes, and I think they're called the Drugs Like Me blush, which I don't know how I feel entirely about like the name, because they're all named after like prescription drugs. Like, I'm really interested in a lot of the shades. They actually have one that's named after the generic for Prozac that was like a bright yellow blush. I don't know if that'll look flattering on my face, but I think it is such a unique concept that I would really love to try that, and if nothing else I could always use it as an eyeshadow. So they have a lot of really cool stuff. They also have like a couple loose contour shades. I think there's one, it's either in their highlighter contour collection called Don't Sit Next to Dennis, which I think is like the name of the owner's cat or something, and I find it kind of funny because my dad's name is Dennis, so I don't know if that's something that I would use, but I really want to try My Pretty Zombie. Okay, so the next brand that I want to try more from in 2018 is Colourpop. Now, you might have recalled like about 2 years ago I did a Colourpop haul on my channel, and that was back when like Colourpop first kind of became like a thing on YouTube, and ever since then I have always like said to myself, wow, I need to try more things from Colourpop, and then I just never do. Like, they have come up with so many more things since I last tried them. Like, they have their Yes Please palette, which I have been lusting after ever since it first released, because I wanted that Natasha Denona Sunset palette. Like, I did really badly, but like, no human being has that kind of money. But the Yes Please palette, I've heard so many good things from like all of the humans about it. Like it's not just the big beauty bloggers who love it. Everyone who I've talked to who owns it says that it's fantastic. So I want to add that to my collection. I've also seen their My Little Pony palette, and even though I wasn't super into My Little Pony when I was growing up, I always did kind of like the rainbow fun look of My Little Pony, and I still kind of do. Like I'm not into the fandom or anything like that, but I love the colors in the palette, so I really want to try that too. When I first tried Colourpop, I tried one of their Ultra Satin Lips in Marshmallow, and I thought that that was such a good formula. So I really want to try more Ultra Satin Lips. They don't have as many like weird shades. Like at least they used to have some weird shades in like their lippy sticks and a couple in their Ultra Mattes, but now I think they've kind of gotten rid of some of them, which makes me sad. So I don't have as many options for like the lip colors that I like in the Ultra Satins, but I really want to try more of those because it was such a good formula. And I'm also really interested in trying the Dr. M Ultra Matte, and I'm a little scared of the Ultra Matte formula because I always hear people talking about how it's so drying and so uncomfortable to wear, but I figure since their lip products are like $5, you know, it wouldn't be like a huge hit to my wallet or anything like that, you know. I wouldn't be paying like Sephora level money for one lipstick that turned out to not work very well, and that shade is honestly so cute that like I try to make it work even if it was a little uncomfortable on my lips. And I also want to try some of their blushes. I didn't particularly care for their Super Shock shadows, but that's mostly because I have really oily lids, so anything that isn't like a straight up powder product or isn't like a liquid eyeshadow that just like dries down immediately will crease on my eyes. So that was more just like the formula didn't work with the way my skin works. But I think it would be really good to try some of their Super Shock blushes. Like I think I would probably have a lot better luck with that because obviously it can't really crease on that, and I can just apply it with my finger and blend it out with a brush, and I think that would work really well. And I just want to try out more blushes this year in general because I only have like a few that I use on a regular basis anyway. And I'd also seen a couple of their eyeshadow sets, like of their eyeshadow singles, not their Super Shock shadows, but their new pressed powders. And I'd seen one that was like all greens that was really calling me. I forget the name. I'll put the name and like a picture of it up here like I'm doing with all the others. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I want to try from Colourpop, so y'all might see a Colourpop haul coming up on my channel sometime this year. And yeah, that's a lot. Okay, so the last brand that I really want to try this year is Colored Raine. I have heard so much about this brand for so long, and again, this is one of the brands that I don't know why I haven't tried it out yet, but basically they originally got like a lot of YouTube hype because of their liquid lipsticks, and I know the liquid lipstick trend is kind of like fading away a little bit, but that is still like the one kind of lipstick that I will forever wear. I love how a good liquid lipstick looks and feels. I just am not a gloss fan or anything like that. And I saw that they had one liquid lipstick, I'll put it up here, that is about the same color as my hair. I forget, I think it's called like Jade or Peacock or something like that, but I just think it would be really fun to have a liquid lipstick that's the same color of my hair. Like I know that probably sounds whatever, but you know, it's the little things in life that make me happy, and having a liquid lipstick that is the same color of my hair would make me really happy. I'm also really interested in their Queen of Hearts palette. I saw it released last year when it was originally a limited edition, and yeah, I know we all have feelings about limited edition products coming back, but I thought that it was really pretty. I didn't want to make the investment at the time considering I was buying a lot of palettes, but now that it's back and it's more permanent, and I've seen a lot of looks done with it, and I thought, looking at it now, I'm realizing, okay, I can get enough of a variety of looks to justify spending the money on this palette, so it won't just be like this pretty thing sitting in my eyeshadow collection. I think that's something that I would definitely want to try. I'd also seen, I forget what it's called, but their new colorful palette. I saw Alyssa Ashley do her using all the colors in the palette challenge with it. I think it's called like Celebrate Your Beauty palette. That's like a whole bunch of like rainbow jewel tones, and that was like right up my alley, so I would love to pick up that one too. Like there's a lot of eyeshadow palettes out there that I want. I'm not gonna buy it all. The issue with this video is like I can't buy every single thing that I want to get this year, but these are just some ideas that I have. But yeah, I think that Colored Raine has a lot of stuff that I would love to try, especially their liquid lipsticks and their eyeshadow palettes. And that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me, and I will see you on my next one. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!